imagine for a moment that the age-old question of alien life. Well, what if it has a truly unexpected answer? Forget distant galaxies for a second. What if some of the most bizarre, almost otherworldly creatures we can think of are actually thriving right here, beneath the waves of our own planet?
It's a thought that really grabs you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We tend to picture aliens as, I don't know, variations on us maybe, little green men on far-off planets.
Right.
But maybe the truly alien is already here, hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not in plain sight, but deep down.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive looking at some really fascinating sources that ask this pretty provocative question. Could the octopus, with its 8 arms and that mysterious intelligence, could it actually represent an alien presence on Earth?
It sounds like science fiction, but there are reasons people ask.
We'll explore their biology, which is just utterly unique. They're incredible smarts, and yeah, even some whispers about origins that might stretch beyond, plain old Earth evolution.
Our mission, then, is to follow the threads, look at the evidence presented in our sources, marvel at just how strange these creatures are.
And maybe make you reconsider what we think we know about life's possibilities, especially in those deep, dark parts of the ocean.
Yeah, the material we've got definitely paints a picture of the octopus as a biological marvel. It's really unlike almost anything else.
It takes us on a journey through deep time, complex nervous systems, and even touches on the really big questions about where life comes from.
Okay, so let's dive right in. One source we looked at, a video by Joe Scott, it kicks off with this thought that, it hits home. If you were trying to design an alien, you might well end up with something like an octopus. All those arms.
Tentacles.
Well, arms, actually.
It's that immediate visual, isn't it? That feeling of something just fundamentally different.
Absolutely. Their whole body plan is so unlike most things we see. That radial symmetry, arms all around a central point compared to our bilateral, two-side symmetry. It's just...
And it's apparently more than just like a passing resemblance. The video mentions this almost hushed idea that octopuses might be aliens from Earth from the dawn of time.
Wow.
That phrase kind of sticks with you, right? It hints at a lineage so separate, so ancient, it almost feels, alien.
It does. And there's a 2015 study that highlighted this exact point, how the octopus seems to have diverged so dramatically from other mollusks even. You've got these 8 super versatile arms, this surprisingly big brain, problem-solving skills. It really does suggest a unique evolutionary path that makes you ask, how did these traits pop up so, relatively speaking, quickly?
And it's not just a new idea either. Apparently, the late British zoologist Martin Wells, he actually called the octopus an alien in a sense.
Right. So this feeling of their otherness, it seems scientists have recognized it for a while.
Yeah, that quote, it speaks to really noticing their unique biology and behavior. It's not about, spaceship.
No, it's about a kind of intelligence, a kind of physical adaptation that seems to play by different rules than most life we know.
Though, as Joe Scott points out, when the octopus genome was sequenced, the media definitely ran with the alien thing. Clickbait, maybe.
Oh, for sure. Headlines love that stuff.
Yeah.
But, underneath the hype, there is a genuine scientific fascination with what makes them tick, what makes them so different.
Okay, so let's get into some of those unique biological traits, the ones that feed this alien feeling. Their history, for one.
Yeah.
Cephalopods. They show up in the fossil record like 485 million years ago.
Oh.
That's way before the dinosaurs, by hundreds of millions of years.
That timescale is just immense. Think about it. They were ancient navigators of the sea long before most life we're familiar with even existed. That gives evolution a lot of time to experiment, maybe go down some really weird pathways, separate from other life.
Even their name, cephalopod, Greek for headfoot, it's kind of blunt, isn't it? Almost alien in how direct it is. Tells you right away something weird is going on with their body.
It does. And then you think about their bodies completely boneless. The only hard part is that beak, like a parrot's beak, which lets them squeeze into unbelievably small spaces. Imagine that flexibility. It's like they're perfectly designed for this fluid 3D underwater world, totally unlike our gravity-bound lives. Bones would just get in the way.
And the arms versus tentacles thing, it seems basic, but we get it wrong. Octopuses have 8 arms with suckers all the way down.
Not tentacles with suckers just at the end, like squids might have.
Exactly. It's a small point, but it shows how distinct they are, even within their own cephalopod group.
And it's a really key distinction. Each one of those 8 arms acts with this incredible independence. It can sense, it can manipulate, it can react almost on its own. It's like 8 mini brains all working together.
Mind-blowing. And how they move. Jet propulsion. They literally squirt water to zoom around, it seems so. Engineered.
Very efficient.
And then the blood, blue blood.
Oh, yes.
Because they use copper, not iron, to carry oxygen. Blue blood. It sounds like something straight out of sci-fi about life from another star.
Absolutely. It's the hemocyanin, that copper-based protein, gives it the blue color. A fundamentally different solution to the same problem, getting oxygen around the body.
And when you look at the whole cephalopod family, octopus, squid, cuttlefish, the nautilus.
The ancient nautilus, yeah.
It shows the variety that's called alien lineage has produced. And
yeah.
Octopuses specifically have the 8 arms and, get this, 3 hearts.
3 hearts. 1 main one for the body and 2 just for the gills.
It feels like biological overkill, doesn't it? Almost over-engineered for your standard Earth creature.
It's certainly a specialized system.
Okay, now let's get to what many people think is their most alien quality. Their intelligence. It just blows the doors off what you expect from an invertebrate.
This is where it gets really mysterious. That decentralized nervous system you mentioned is crucial. Something like 3/5 of their neurons aren't even in the central brain. They're in the arms.
3/5.
Yeah. So each arm can operate with this huge degree of autonomy, like separate little processing units, all coordinated, hopefully, by the central brain. It's not like our vertebrate setup at all. It raises big questions about consciousness, how thought even works.
Totally. An arm can taste and touch and react, even if it gets detached. That level of independent processing, it's hard for us to even get our heads around.
Yeah.
And the examples of their smarts are just stunning. Escaping tanks that seem totally secure, solving complex puzzles, using tools like carrying coconut shells around for future shelter, which shows foresight.
That coconut shell thing is amazing. Real planning.
Recognizing individual human faces and even playing, engaging in what looks like playful behavior. It's like their intelligence evolved on a completely separate track from ours.
The tool use, especially that coconut shell behavior, yeah, it's really significant. It suggests planning, abstract thought, things we used to think only, a few mammals and birds could do.
And recognizing faces shows sophisticated learning, memory.
Definitely. Some researchers even wonder if their unique brain structure gives rise to a consciousness that's just fundamentally different from ours, a kind of awareness we literally can't fully grasp.
That is a properly mind-bending idea. An intelligence so alien our own concepts might not even apply. The sources also talk about their learning skills, short-term, long-term memory, spatial maps, recognizing objects, planning. These aren't just instincts, it's cognitive flexibility.
Right.
Watching them play with things like pill bottles. What does that even mean for a solitary creature?
That observation of play is really fascinating. We don't fully understand its function. Maybe it's neural development, exploring, or just maybe they have spare brain power and get bored. It definitely challenges our ideas about why animals do what they do.
Okay, so intelligence not check. Boneless body dot check. Blue blood, 3 hearts dot check. If that wasn't enough for the alien file, let's talk camouflage and communication. This is where they seem almost magical.
Their camouflage is truly second to none. It's this incredible coordination of different cell types. You've got chromatophores, which are sacs of pigment.
Yeah.
Iridophores, which reflect light for blues and greens and silvers. Leucophores for reflecting ambient light, making white. And then muscles under the skin, the papillae, change the actual texture.
And it happens so fast, like 200 milliseconds.
Faster than you can blink.
They can just disappear into the background, mimic rocks, coral, algae. It's like an invisibility cloak.
And the craziest part, they do this perfect color matching despite being colorblind themselves.
How? That's the bit that always gets me.
Well, the big breakthrough was finding photoreceptor genes, light-detecting genes, actually in their skin. It suggests they can, in a way, see with their skin, detect light, shadow, maybe even color patterns directly, allowing them to match the surroundings without just relying on their eyes. It's a sensory ability that's just alien to us.
So their whole body is like this advanced sensory canvas and disguise kit rolled into one. And it's not just hiding, is it? They use it for hunting, avoiding being hunted, and complex communication.
Oh, yeah. That example of the male Caribbean reef squid, showing one pattern to a female on one side to attract her, and a completely different back-off pattern to a rival male on the other side, simultaneously.
That's incredible multitasking.
It shows how nuanced their visual language is. Humboldt squid flashing colors rapidly in groups, cuttlefish mimicking a chessboard. It's a whole communication system we're only just starting to try and understand.
A language written in light and skin. So different from how we talk. And then there's RNA editing, another biological quirk that sets them way apart.
Right. They edit their RNA. The message is copied from DNA far more extensively than most other animals. This could allow them to tweak the proteins they made very quickly, adapting rapidly to changing conditions without waiting for slower DNA mutations.
Like a biological quick change artist built into their cells.
Sort of, yeah. It adds another piece to this puzzle of why their evolutionary path seems so distinct.
Which brings us to the really speculative stuff, maybe the most exciting part, the origin theories. We know the standard story. Evolution, epigenesis, LUCA, the last universal common ancestor we all supposedly share.
The standard model.
But some theories go way out there, don't they? Into really unconventional territory.
They certainly do. There was a theory proposed in a 2018 paper that suggested maybe life's basic building blocks, maybe even more complex things like bacteria, viruses, even simple eukaryotic cells might have been delivered to Earth by comets. Panspermia, basically.
Okay. And this leads where?
It leads to the really radical idea. What if frozen octopus eggs arrived here on Earth, encased in ice, hitching a ride on a comet billions of years ago?
Frozen octopus eggs from space.
That's the hypothesis. The argument points to their unique genetics, the seemingly sudden appearance of complex things like their nervous system and camouflage in the fossil record. The idea being, maybe these traits are too complex to have just evolved here in the time available.
It's definitely a wow idea, very cinematic. And yeah, the rapid evolution of those complex features is something scientists are still figuring out.
But we have to stress this is highly speculative. It captures the imagination for sure. An alien octopus from the stars.
Right.
But the current scientific consensus, based largely on DNA evidence, still strongly points to them sharing an ancestor with other mollusks right here on Earth. Their unique traits probably arose through perhaps accelerated or just very different evolutionary pathways here, not from off-world.
Okay, so the cool sci-fi image of space octopus eggs, probably not the case, based on current evidence. It's more likely an incredibly unique Earth-based evolution story.
Seemed that way, yeah. But the very fact the question gets asked makes you think about life elsewhere. It puts NASA's Voyager missions in perspective, doesn't it? Sending those golden records out.
Yeah, those messages in a bottle thrown into the cosmic ocean, pictures, sounds of Earth, hoping something someday finds it.
It's this profound act of reaching out, looking for the other.
And isn't it ironic? We're beaming messages into space, looking for something different. While right here, in our own oceans, we have creatures whose biology and intelligence feel profoundly alien compared to us. Maybe the answers we're looking for aren't light years away.
That parallel is really striking. Try to imagine alien life. Highlights how hard it is to recognize intelligence or biology that's very different from ours. And maybe studying the octopus, this other right here, can teach us something fundamental about what life and intelligence could be.
It's humbling. And just to ground us for a second, one source briefly mentioned the bloop. Remember that? That super loud, mysterious underwater sound from the 90s?
Oh, yeah, I remember the speculation. Some giant, unknown sea monster.
Yeah.
Something. Not of this Earth.
Exactly. It captured everyone's imagination. A real mystery from the deep.
It turned out to likely be the sound of a massive Antarctic ice shelf breaking up, right? An ice quake.
Yep. A good reminder that while the ocean is full of wonders and unknowns, not every mystery points to ET. But it doesn't make the octopus any less weird or wonderful.
Not at all. Resolving the bloop shows the power of science, while the octopus remains this enduring enigma that keeps pushing our curiosity about life's possibilities.
So as we surface from this deep dive, that initial question is still kind of hanging there, isn't it? Are octopuses just amazing Earth creatures, or could there be a more extraordinary origin story? Could they be a hint of life seeded from elsewhere, hiding in our oceans for eons?
Even if their roots are firmly terrestrial, their biology, their intelligence, it feels undeniably, profoundly alien-like compared to almost everything else we know. Their unique evolutionary road, that distributed brain, the camouflage mastery, it all points to something remarkable, something that took a very different path.
It really makes you think, given everything we've discussed, their sheer strangeness and smarts. What does the octopus tell us about the potential for diverse life and intelligence? Not just here, but maybe out there in the cosmos. Could the answers to life's biggest questions be swimming right under our boats, in the deepest trenches? Representing a form of intelligence, a form of life that's coexisted with us for millions of years but remains, well, largely a profound mystery.
That's a really powerful thought to leave things on. Yeah. The octopus forces us to challenge our assumptions about everything: evolution, intelligence, what life as we know it even means, It encourages us to think bigger.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and maybe the next time you see an octopus, perhaps in an aquarium or a documentary,
Yeah.
see it not just as a cool sea creature, but as, well, maybe a glimpse into a different kind of mind, a different way of being, and maybe, just maybe, a living echo of a truly ancient, truly mysterious origin hidden right here in the depths of our own world.